We'll see if there's any significant changes. Holmer's still on the ruck against Bolton.
Well, Venables is on the ground.
Yeah, Venables on the ground for the first time today.
Well,
I can't remember saying. I can't remember calling him.
I don't think I have either. I know it was fairly down this end of the ground for the last thing, and Scrunch is going to walk straight past us without they give us a lolly.
7-7.
Just shows the height of what today's about, Dale. It's fallen off the wheels.
I'll bet you Roger for this end, he'd be here with a bag of fruit for us.
Roger will be up.
7-7-49. Queenscliff lead. Bowen heads 3-9-27. 2-minute mark of the third term down at Port Arlington.
Look out. They're making a run for 4 in a row. Making a run for 4 in a row.
Primke's still forward, which is interesting, and the Van der Kloos release has come up to Graham at centre half back, so that's going to be a contest in its own.
Start of the third term here at St.Albans Reserve. Holmer goes up, big thump down over the head of Tom Stephen. Oliver to run onto it, Chalice next to him. Oliver pushes him off, gives the handball back towards Stephen. From centre wing to half forward, pops it up. McLean at the back for East Geelong, coming out through the middle, kick away. Was okay by Smith, but turned it over in the end. Oliver, good kick to Holmer. 55 out from goal. I'd be surprised if he could kick it from there.
He won't.
He's going back.
This wind, this raging wind.
He's going back like he thinks he can.
He's going back to the centre of the ground. Does he know St Albans is a big oval?
I know. I'll tell you what. He's
on the edge of the cricket pitch.
He's 100 metres away from the goals. So Lewis Holmer will come in and shoot for goal from 55 out directly in front, and they need the goal. This might get them ignited here. He goes in, nowhere near it. Pass, was it, towards McClure. Over the back, Smith tapped it down back towards O'Toole. Kick around the corner back to the corridor. Oh, jeez, fantastic by Drew Stephen. Comes back to tipping, and he's missed as well, and missed everything out of bounds on the full. So
brave by Drew Stephen.
It was. Went back with a fly to the footy and got absolutely smashed in the contest. But he's up and about. He's okay. Ricky O'Toole will take the free kick. For out of bounds on the full. So the coach with the footy in the last line of defence for East Geelong. He goes to the right foot out wide. McKenzie with his name on it can't take the mark. Bonner left it behind. Now he gets it again.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
The head.
Tackled by Reese. And it will be 55 out from the goal, close to the boundary line. How many goals they have to be in front, Andrew, do you think, at three-quarter time if Winch got any chance?
At the moment, one more. But I'd say 3.
Yeah. So a punts comes out. Not a very nice punts either. I want to see a bit more flair of the punts from the umpire there. It's going to go to Winchelsea. Bonner gives it away to Van der Kloos. Off a step long to Mensch. One out with Smith. Mensch leaves it behind in the end. Kicks it off the ground close to the 10-metre square. Warwick just wants to see it through for a rush behind and does so. So they go to 2-12-24 Winchelsea. They trail East Geelong 5-9-39 to Grandy Cycling Sport. Third quarter scoreboard. 2 minutes played.
So Smith now with the ball at full back. So they've done pretty well, East Geelong. You can say they've come here just to win the game of footy. And at this stage, they've done everything right to do that. Scoring's not great. Game's not great. But that's what probably neither here nor there for them. I don't care as long as they're in front at the end of the day. So he goes long and outside 50 right and towards Holmer. Primke up, takes the mark. So it's with Simon Primke now. Round the body he goes. Centre wing. Graham best suited by the kick. Van der Kloos does well. Budavalis came through. Didn't take the ball. Stephen handballs to Marsh. And that was Dylan back to Graham. Steadies himself. Good look. Went towards Marsh. Kick needed to be good over the back of the contest. And it's Trotter that will run onto the ball. Handballs inside towards Reese. Reese can go back to Trotter. He stopped and propped and now puts it on his boot and kicked towards the goal square. Coming out Jones. Didn't take it cleanly. Sezin, not too sure he's 100% either today. He's got up a bit sore also. Oliver, handball, goes back over the top towards Sezin. He needs to get down. He's hit the ball up. Picked up there, Bayless. Handball goes back towards Oliver. At least he's getting a number of touches today and earning his money. Ball comes out towards McFarlane. McFarlane to Stevens. Stephen had it, lost it, went over the top towards McFarlane. Intercepted by Stevens, went back to Watson. Watson back to Stephen. Players inside. Choice here. O'Toole's one of them. And also Marsh. So he was going to go. Good hold up there from Higgins. Goes across the ground and finds Chamberlain. On the half-back line, Marsh continued to run, went back towards centre wing. He takes a bounce now and steadies himself. Oh, good chase from Holman behind. Bolton ran past him as a
what was going on there?
Not too sure what he was doing, but Holman was a great chase, the big fella. Kicks back inside to Oliver. So Oliver has a player outside in Stephen. He needs to get himself involved in the game if they're going to do any good in this quarter. They've got the bit of the breeze. They need to score and score pretty heavily. He comes back across the ground, went towards Gurushin. Kick wasn't good. Missed there by Chalice. Picked up. Handball comes out in towards Stephen again. Tried to tap it further afield, missed the ball. Gurison, interception by Chalice. Under 18 game this morning was probably better than this, and the ball's gone back now to Primke, who goes out wide. That's a good-looking kick, and he's going to hit a target, and it hits Trotter. He plays on quickly. Short kick, went towards Marsh and Graham. Both players overran it, picked up there. Interception by McKenzie, goes back in the middle, and Oliver again has got another touch. Comes out wide to Van der Klooster. Kick wasn't good, but Van der Klooster's made it's all right. Little kick round his body. Will go towards tipping. He looked. He wanted to see who was coming. He needs to get this kick going and going long. Goes towards Holmer, who's made position. The big fella reaches up. He steadies himself. He needs to keep going with it. He sees Stephen drifting forward, and that's a better kick. And Stephen has taken the mark inside 50. Little chip over the top, and a mark's taken by Higgins. So now they are in range, and they need to finish this bit of work. So Holm was just taking some deep ones in front of us here.
He covered a bit of ground. He was very athletic through the middle and then got to the second contest, so he's done well.
Would appear he's going to do all the ruck work himself today, because I don't think Mensch can actually do anything at the moment. So Higgins with an important kick in the season for Winchelsea comes in. It's a nice looking kick off the boot, and I think finally they have got themselves another goal. It is, and Joel Higgins has his first and the third now for the Winchelsea side. 3:12:30 to 5:9:39, and we've gone 6 minutes. Third quarter, the Granny Cycling Sports score, third quarter scoreboard.
Dynamic duo, wasn't it? It was Oliver and Holmer who have been the two standouts for Winchelsea. They're the two that have made the play, ran to two different contests. Holmer is doing some great athletic work. Tom Stevens got a little bit involved, probably for the first time today as well, so it's good to see him get involved. Maybe Minchie's had a word to them, because that ball movement was a lot better than what it has been.
So back to the middle. Yeah, Winchelsea will say thank God for Stephen Oliver. He's had plenty of the footy today.
Best game I've seen him play.
Yeah, absolutely. Holmer goes up. Bolton gets it down. Bonner roves. Handballs it to Sawney through the middle. Missed it. Stevens came in at his head. Umpire said play on. McFarlane. Bolton through the middle as well. Wrapped up. Not going anywhere. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
There really isn't a lot of protection for the Blacks laying on the ground from the umpires today, is there?
No,
at
they
all.
just let them go, haven't they? Somebody's going to get hurt, I reckon, if they keep letting them let it go like that. Check the boy who goes at the footy. Holmer gets it down. Tipping. Needs to tap it on. Tipping tapped it. Oliver. Handball out to Van der Klooster. On centre wing. Gives himself a bit of room. Kicks it around the corner. Venables on Warwick. Venables. Warwick taps it. Watson gives it back to Warwick. Runs it free. Gives it to O'Toole. Back to Warwick. Close to the boundary line. Gives it to Stevens. Under pressure, just pops it up for Primke. Sezin goes up as well. Bolton's there. Oliver through the middle again. Sezin gets ripped off the football. Sawney. He loses the football on the tackle. Stevens through centre wing. Dropped it. Umpire said play on. Primke kicks it off the ground. Only as far as Van der Klooster. Goes around on centre wing again. Right foot kick to half forward. McClure on a lead. Oh, punched by McLean. O'Toole's there as well. Handballs it back to Chamberlain at half back. He goes laterally towards Chalice. Had to sit and wait for it. Did well. Kicked it outboard. Good kick to Smith. Laterally. And creates a bit of space at half back. Takes a bounce. Left foot back inboard. Missed a target. Sponner, though, good enough to pick it up. Chalice missed it. Now they're in trouble. Winchelsea the other way. Quick kick to half forward. Holmer. Oh, good mark. Good mark by Paul Smith in the last line of defence. At centre half back, he did well because the Holmer was away if he could take the mark, and he kicks it out wide. Parker takes the mark. Left foot kick from centre wing. Goes towards half forward. Good too. Marsh takes the mark. Plays on. Kick around the corner was partly smothered. Reese has to pick it up and gets around to don't argue against Stephen. Tumbling punt over the head of about 5 players. Who's going to be back there first? It's Budavalis. Under pressure. Loses the football. Poynton comes in and kicks the goal. Good play by Steve Poynton. Kicks his first. The 6th for East Geelong, and they go to 6:9:45. They lead Winch 3:12:30. The Grandy Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard. 9 minutes played.
He marked down the basketball style, the goal assist. It was Josh Rees. His involvement on the half forward line that's got the ball forward. He's been in and under all day. He's probably up there actually being one of East's best. Even though he's had a bit of the angry little man development today, but he was the driving force behind that forward move.
The umpire now has the ball back in the middle of the ground. Bolton and Holmer. Both ruckmen have been hard at it for most of the day. Bolton a little bit of a spell. Holmer yet to have one. The ball's up in the middle of the ground. Holmer gets the ball down, tapped forward by Ricky O'Toole towards Graham. It was held there, and the umpire's seen it, so a free kick goes to Hayden Graham. He's still just outside that middle ball damp section of the ground. Just a nice kick into the half-forward line. Jones is the target. Good work from Budavalis from behind. Gets the ball to ground. Coming up, Poyton, the last goal kicker, attacked the ball, but now it's run over the boundary line. Umpire a bit too far away. I think that hit Holmer on the boot then and ran over over the fence, over the boundary line.
For sure.
And it's going to be a throw in on centre wing. So umpire about to restart play with the ball. Come back into play. Front of the contest. Sawney actually had the contest. Now there's a hold or a high decision. Today Sawney's going to be the recipient, is it? No, it's going to East Geelong.
What?
So it's Benny Bolton. Not too sure what that free kick was for. He pointed to the shoulder. I didn't think Benny was even on the ground, was he? So Bolton now goes out wide. Poynton by himself. Or Stephen, is it? No, Poynton. Decides to drive the ball long into the half-forward line. Van der Klooster going across. Good spoil there from Ricky O'Toole. Sesson couldn't get the ball to boot. And it's tapped back through the legs of an East Geelong player. I wasn't sure who it was, but Oliver came up with the ball. Went back to player in Bayless. Chipped the ball towards Sawney. That's a nice-looking kick. He takes him on. Oh, he's got caught. Now, he's got caught and he's been... I thought he was grabbed by the hair there for a minute. But Josh Reese has come away with the free kick. And he is going to kick from about 45 directly in front. A chance really to stretch this game even further than it has been. To 15 points at the moment, can stretch it to 21 with a good kick. Distance will obviously be a concern. He drives it, it's not going to make the distance. Coming out, Van der Klooster taking the mark. So those trees thinning out must have affected the ball and the flight of the ball. That kick's not much better. So Van der Klooster, which is unusual for him on his left foot, he's usually pretty good. Goes to Sponner, he's called to play on now. Little short kick, Sawney gets in the road, takes possession of the ball, and away he goes. Takes his first bounce, takes his second, taking him on. Now he's lost the ball, now he's tackled, now he's in trouble. Umpire allows it to go on. Picked up there by Sponner. He goes back into the middle, and Josh Reese has the ball once again. So Reese, a number of possessions early in this third quarter. Looking further afield. Target's going to be Tyler Jones again, but again Van der Klooster. Uncontested will go back and take another mark. There's a free kick being given. It's going to Budavalis, and he handballs back to Van der Klooster. Now it's play on, says the umpire. He goes short, kick wasn't good, and he hits Poynton right in the chest.
Bonner got a knock in that last contest. He's coming straight from the ground.
So Poynton goes back to the side spot. Sesson takes Primke off the ball, goes back and handballs up towards McKenzie. Needs to drive it long and get it out of trouble. That's what he does. Goes and Higgins leads in the race of the ball. Watson trailing. Just guarding him off. Lays a good tackle, brings him to ground. Umpire says, play on, says the umpire. Ball goes back, and it's Reese who takes the ball once again on centre wing. Goes into the half-forward line. Kick was over the top. Favoured Marsh. Bent down, picked it up. Van der Klooster in pursuit. Pushes him over the boundary line. Collected the ball. Handballs to McKenzie. McKenzie went to give it back and now does so. So Van der Klooster with some time and some space on the left foot goes towards centre wing, and he hit Chamberlain right in the chest. So Robbie Chamberlain goes short and hits Josh Reese, and he turns and plays on. Again, the ball back into their attack. In front, Matheson up, stretches and takes the mark. So let's hope they switch the play and get to someone that hits it in a blue jumper, because at the moment it's going backwards and forwards. And again, Robbie Chamberlain up over the top takes a mark. So it's going to go back once again. East Geelong attacking positively. They get to this point again. Up in the contest. Sesson, mark hits the ground. Ball over the top. Primke. Player over the top. He's lying there. Umpire says that's okay. We'll just ball it up and we'll start play again.
I think you're right about Sesson's. You're really cool on Sesson. He is very proppy.
6 goals, 9 East Geelong. 3 goals, 12 to the Winchelsea side. We've gone 14 minutes. Third quarter to Granny Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
A ball up, 50 out. Reese takes it from the ruck, goes towards the centre, towards the square. Off the front of the pack, Ricky O'Toole, shuffle the handball to Sharp, kick the goal. Yes, he has. Michael Sharp kicks his first, 7th for East Geelong, 7-9-51. They lead Winchelsea 3-12-30. The Granny Cyclone Sport third quarter scoreboard, 14 minutes played.
Good work by the coach there, Ricky O'Toole involved in underneath. I reckon Winchelsea may be lucky to have enough men to finish this off, because I think Menchie's on the field and he can't raise his arm above his head. He has not got involved other than being at full forward. Bonner had some sort of head clash happen. Now, they're accidental. He's come straight from the ground. Sessions having trouble walking. They're going to be lucky to be able to finish the game off here.
Well, it won't matter anyway, because neither side at this stage.
Not going to trouble the scorers next week.
No, well, look, it could be a different game altogether. But
Yeah.
Today, for some reason, this is just
Shocking.
pitiful.
Back to the middle. Holmer gets it down from the ruck contest. Sharp, Sawney, Reese to run onto it. Sawney keeps his feet. Oh, Candy, little short kick towards Holmer, but in the middle pointing. Through the middle was Tipping, left it behind. No, Reese didn't. Goes long to full forward, 3-on-3. Big pack there, front and centre. Trotter doesn't sit for him. Tipping's there as well. He's wrapped up. He drops the football. Comes towards Tom Stephen. Handballs it out further afield. They get it going. Gurison, haven't called him much today. Hasn't done much. He's had to battle with Chalice. He's kept Chalice out of it as well, but hasn't really been influential himself. The pack develops around him. And we'll have a ball up just inside the centre square. Centre wing, outer side. 21 points of difference. East Geelong in the lead. Ruck contest. Bolton gets it down. Tipping will get there first for Winch. Handballs it up. Sawney might end up with it. Well, no, they go further towards Drew Stephen. He goes towards Higgins. Watson next to him. Ball in dispute. Coming across Chamberlain first for East Geelong. Clearing kick along the line towards half forward. Mackenzie goes up. Can't take the mark. Winch with the numbers at the back of the pack. If they can bring the handball back, they can. Mackenzie drills it towards Sawney and Sponner. Sponner up first, does well. And second effort was good. Brings it back towards Graham in the middle. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Puts it up towards half forward. Nobody coming out at pace. Sessions there. Falls over. Handball to Ricky O'Toole. Tried to give it to Trotter. Over the shoulder, said the umpire.
And 50. Didn't need to throw him in the dirt.
And 50. So Ricky O'Toole will come down to the goal square and kick the goal.
Very poor by Bayliss. Little red-headed black trot having a little word down there. It's unlikely him getting involved, isn't it?
Now Ricky O'Toole. Comes in, kicks the goal. So his second of the afternoon, the 8th for East Geelong. They go to 8-9-57. They lead Winchelsea 3-12-30, and that's on the DeGrande Cycling Sport third quarter scoreboard. 17 minutes played.
He's popped that well and truly into the Gordon, which is on the road to Werribee. The thing about Winchelsea is whether it is the fitness or there's some players carrying things, but twice we've had, I think it was Higgins on Watson on that outer side of the ground. One-on-one contest, good contest between the two of them, but the East Geelong troops have arrived en masse, both times well and truly before Winchelsea guys got anywhere near it, and that's pretty much symptomatic. They've had second to the ball.
So ball in the middle of the ground. Holmer gets it out, goes towards player on the wing, and it's Stephen. Now, he taps it to the advantage of his teammate, but now the ball's at centre half back, and Chamberlain coming the other way is going to take possession, gets through the contest and puts it on his boot. Found a player important who runs from centre wing now, drives the ball long. Jones is the target. Sessions back there, Trotter front and square, gets out of the contest, handballs to Primke. Primke to Chalice. Chalice steadies, goes up over the top, and it's going to be a mark to Mackenzie, deep in their defence. He plays on quickly. Not too sure why, because he's kicked to nobody, and it's gone out of bounds. I don't know whether Winchelsea actually want to win the game, do they? There's a lack of interest. Like, why wouldn't you at least put Vanderkluster and Mackenzie at centre half forward and give a target? And because
They're not going to win it like this.
Wow.
Kick 1 goal 1 since the first term.
Unbelievable. So the ball thrown back in, over the top, picked up there by Stephen, and as Andrew goes wide, and McClure leads up, doesn't take the mark. At the back of the pack is Higgins, and he sees the ball over the boundary line.
But even if it's a rotation, and it might just be a rotation, but you've got Oliver at the moment on the half-forward flank. He's been their standout player. He's had over 20 touches, and now he's sitting in a half-forward flank when they can't get the ball out of half-back.
The only thing I don't want to say is go stop's going to be right, because I think East Geelong are going to win the game of footy. And it wasn't something I saw from 2 weeks ago. The ball comes in, and it's Ricky O'Toole with some good skills again. It's Dylan O'Toole, And he's now on centre wing and has the football.
Well, if they're playing unfit blokes, you never get away with it.
No, not here.
Never on this ground. No.
Interception there by Gurishan. Sees the ball over the boundary line.
You mentioned that one before, Jason, and you're right. Gurison has probably done a fair job on Chalice because he'd amassed 10 or so touches in the first quarter and has been fairly quiet since.
Yep.
So the ball again back in. Holmer and also Chapman. Ball at ground level. Chapman went down, picked it up. Now he's under pressure because the umpire is circling. But there was no chance for the ball to come out. He's going to do it all again. So Chapman again. Holmer's over the top. Congestion, number of players around it. And this won't trouble East Geelong, not in this quarter anyway, but comes out now. Chalice leads Gurishan, kicks the ball off the ground. Graham attacked the ball hard. Picked up there by Van der Kloos to sold some candy, put himself under pressure. Ball comes into the middle of the ground. Chamberlain coming at it, picked up by Stephen. Handballed outside, but only as far as Stephen. Throw, says the umpire. Advantage now. And Ricky O'Toole takes away from the middle of the ground, takes a bounce, kicks in long to the half-forward line. Trotters the target, goes up, and he again takes a mark uncontested.
Off the ground again?
Yep, that's actually both feet and daylight. Could have used Graham there. He led strongly to the goal square, but he's gone back now and thinks he can kick the distance. So, Clayton Trotter, if the game is not already done and dusted, this could probably put the first nail through to the top of the coffin. He comes in from 40, kicks that goal. Accuracy's there, and I think also the distance. The umpire comes back. Umpire calls all clear. Yes, Clayton Trotter has his first goal of the afternoon now in the 9th for East Geelong. They're 9-9. They lead Winchelsea on 3 goals, 12. Wiggle on 21 minutes. Third quarter. The ground is Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Fred, get Dave Steele in early. This is cooked. This is done. We may as well start the Blues now because the Blues aren't playing well here, so we may as well get the radio version.
Absolutely.
They have not, either they're carrying injuries and we say St. Albans will find them out, or they just simply have not come to play today.
So back to the middle. Chapman in the ruck. Up against Holmer. Holmer tries to get the firstly the tap down, then the kick off the ground. Neither are effective. Chapman in there fighting hard for it. The umpire will come in and ball it up again. So ball up, Chapman, Holmer. Holmer tries to thump it away, doesn't really gain much distance. Falls in the arms of Drew Stephen, gets it towards half forward. McClure comes out, tries to tap it back, he does to Stephen. Over the top to Holmer, close to the boundary line. The boundary line might beat him, I think. No, he brings it back in, it's okay. Handball back towards Tom Stephen, and they go back inboard, it's okay. Short little kick on towards, Venables missed the target. Warwick comes out. Leaves it behind though. Ball comes on the up, and they might be able to kick a goal here, can they? No, they can't. That was tipping, and he misses it. Through for one behind. 3:13:31. Winch. They trail East Geelong 9-9-63 to Grandy Cycling Sport. Third quarter scoreboard, 22.5 minutes played.
Robbie Chamberlain again with the ball in the full-back position, and he'd be in no real hurry, I wouldn't think, to bring the ball back in. He's going to go long towards Warwick. Has Tornier in front, but Warwick's up, does well, gets the ball, handballs back to Stephen, Stephen back to Smith, has a player further afield, but looking for Josh Reese, has been really good out there this afternoon, ends up in the hands of McFarlane, steps through the first one, went to Sesson by hand, Sesson, short chip into Venables, and he's taken a mark, so Venables, probably his first time I've called him all day, and I don't think too many have.
First stat.
He goes in, kick, goes out wide, looking for, and the mark is not taken out there by Higgins. Runs towards the boundary line. Smith keeps it in, but then says the umpire it's out of bounds. So there's going to be a ball throw in that position, forward pocket. About 35 metres round from the hind post. Josh Reese up over the top, went to Oliver. Tried to work back through the contest, was caught, released the ball, and now there's a ball-up situation happening right on the 50-metre arc. Half-forward line. Umpire puts it in the air again. Up Higgins. Went to McFarlane. Little barrel in towards the goal square. Mensch can't get down and pick the ball up. And now Chris Warwick just forces it through for another minor score to the Winchelsea side. So 3-14 to them. And 9-9 to the East Geelong side. 24 minutes gone, third quarter. The Grandy Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Definitely favouring that shoulder. David Mensch. Marsh kicks it in to Chamberlain in the back pocket. Goes long down the line. Holmer goes up off the back of the pack. Parker clearing kick. Bacon centre wing position. And out of bounds for a throw in on centre wing.
Couldn't you come from the ground and put someone on that can actually lift two arms?
You would have thought so.
Let's give the contest.
A boundary throw in. Holmer in front. Chapman from behind. Close to the boundary line again. The umpire with a bit more work to do possibly. Yes, it's out of bounds for throw in again on centre wing. Out of side. 9-9-63 East Geelong. Winch 3-14-32. 25 minutes played. Third term. Boundary throw in. Chapman and Holmer. Coming in, Reese from the side. Plucks it out of the ruck contest. Didn't give it away quick enough. So holding the ball decision. And Winchelsea will take the free kick. Drew Stephen handballs it away. McKenzie, the half forward. Murphy comes out at pace, takes the mark. Got Mensch one-on-one. Goes in that direction. And also there was Higgins. But East shuffle back. Stevens turns the ball over. Going for Priddle at defensive 50. He's turned the ball over. Winchelsea.
Bayless can kick this, I reckon.
Yeah. Bayless. Not a bad kick. He'll have the aid of the breeze. Kicking from 50. Close to the boundary line. Oh. So a terrible kick off the boot.
We're using different football.
I tell you,
Is it the same footy they were using? They've been using for the whole game?
I'm not too sure.
Because
when we walked out, they asked about whether we made mention of actually getting the bloody some air into the thing. And well,
so it's a boundary throw in left forward pocket. And East have got the numbers there. If they can pick it up, but they can't. They can now. Reese, he dropped the footy. Pye said play on Venables. Ball comes out from Primke back towards Holmer at 50. Had it, lost it. Reese through the middle. Handballs at nobody in particular. Might get it back. Bit of ping pong. Trotter comes in and helps out. Chapman ripped off the football. Tries to get it up. Murphy blind turns himself. Handball somehow comes to Oliver. Kicks around the corner and has missed it. Through for one behind. So he's third of the afternoon. They go to 3-15-33. Jeez, to 9-9-63 East Geelong. 27 minutes played. Third term to Granny Cycle Sports scoreboard.
so the ball goes out wide, kick into the pocket. Chamberlain sailed a bit of candy there and is able to get around them by on the mark. Goes into the half sort of centre wing position. Mark not taken out there by Parker. Back of the contest. Numbers are with Winchelsea. Vanderkluster picks the ball up. Goes back into the centre square towards Sezin. Doesn't take the mark. Stevens arrives to support. Handballs to Oliver. Picks it up. Then had to get rid of it because he was tackled. Ends at the hands of Priddle. Priddle went outside to Dylan O'Toole. Out to Parker. Shrugged the tackle. And now steadies himself. A little chip up over the top towards Graham. And he can't take the mark. It's at ground level again. Vanderkluster picks it up. And on the left foot goes back towards the half-forward line. Higgins comes out. He's up. He's down. Ball smothered or touched by Chamberlain as the siren sounds to end this third quarter. And thank God for that. 9-9-63 to East Geelong. 3-15. Winchelsea. And as goal kickers to this part of the game are Ricky O'Toole and Tyler Jones, both with 2. Simon Primke, Michael Sharp, Luke Parker, Clayton Trotter and Steve Poynton, they both have 1. And the 3 goal kickers for the Winchelsea side are Rob Murphy, Trent McClure and Joel Higgins.
So it's 9-9-63 East Geelong. They lead Winchelsea 3-15-33 at three-quarter time. We'll take